Hi, my name's Mike, and I am going to do a Caddy public service announcement here. So what do I mean by that? Well, 3 years ago I got into walking the golf course, and I wanted a trolley, electric caddy, whatever you want to call it, and I ended up with a Caddy X4R. I loved it. Great, did everything I wanted to do. And then I realized that I wanted a few other things that it didn't offer. And so that got me looking around at other options. And there's a plethora of options out there. But, you know, in my mind, I was always pretty happy with Caddy. And, you know, I had one small problem one time with a wheel where it kind of wobbled a little bit. I made one phone call, new wheel, good to go, no problem. So, you know, I kept thinking, I'd like to see it, you know, maybe I just need to stick with Caddy because it's been good for me. You know, I wanted something a little bit wider, a little bit more stable, because it's probably my fault, but I had dumped my bag 3 times this year. Now, part of it's my fault because I had almost the size of a stand bag. And I put a lot of stuff in there. I got enough golf balls in there to play 100 rounds. That's just me, just too many. But anyway, and then so I got looking some other things, and you know, and I wanted that gyroscope because you know I live here in Central Virginia, and it's not all flat ground. I just joined a brand new course, and there's some hills and some undulation, and you know that gyroscope's going to come in handy. So, you know, that led me into looking. Now, I go on the Caddy website and I see the EVO 2. All right, so they have the remote and the follow me mode. Well, I didn't want the follow me mode because I'm a little OCD and that being behind me or whatever. So I said, and I had a remote before and I was pretty happy with it. So I got so frustrated because there was a couple reviews on the website, but you know, for not a lot. I couldn't find any videos. There's a ton of videos out there for everyone else, you know, whether it be Facebook influencers, YouTube people, or whatever. And I'm like, man, this is just frustrating. So I ended up reaching out to Caddy and ended up talking to Kathy a bunch. And we went back and forth about the EVO and EVO 2, I should say, in this. And so this is what I ended up with. And so I want to do a little bit of a review for you folks, just so, you know, maybe it'll help you like I didn't get the help, and I hope it can help you. So just stay with me. I'm going to kind of go over this a little bit and tell you what I saw or what I see. I literally just got this last night. I mean, last night, and unfortunately where I live, FedEx isn't always awesome, and I'm 7:30 for this thing arrived. So tossed it together, you know, here we go. So stay with me. I'm going to point out a couple things that I like that I think you may like also. So I think I pointed out in the introduction just how easy this thing was to put together. I mean, literally it was nothing, and there is a nice video of that on the Caddy EVO 2 website for this. I'm telling you, it went, even putting the seat on, I don't know, 10 minutes. I mean, it was really painless and not heavy. I mean, this thing compared to the X4R, this thing is, you know, much lighter, much nimble, whatever. But let's go over a couple things I like. First of all, I did order a hat with it. This is a nice hat. I mean, I don't normally like fitted hats, but if you guys, gals ever wanted something, you want to sport it, it's lightweight, stretches. I got a pretty big head that goes on. It's fairly comfortable. I mean, look at that, I got all that play there. So that part's pretty good. First thing I noticed about this, now when I bought the X4R, I didn't get the lithium batteries, and this is the battery that came with that. I mean, this thing weighs a ton, and it's heavy. It's in this bag. You know, you had to connect it a little different than you did here, and the only thing holding it in was this Velcro strap. You know, not what I consider the best, most secure, but that's what we had. It was a whole different platform. So here's the new battery. I mean, look at this. I mean, that's crazy. It's much better, much longer life, many more cycles, and it's easy to do. And I got a car coming behind me, so I apologize. But look how easy it is to put this in. You have a little tray, Just goes in the tray. You have like a little bungee strap, goes over, puts that right on there. And then this here, it's got a nice place to plug in. And as soon as you plug it in, you don't have to turn it on, it goes live. Here, I'll show you something. I'll loosen this up. And by the way, this is all you need to make any adjustments. So you can see, it's all lit up here. So now you can tell how good your battery life is. And you know, not much different from the other back caddy, where you could, if you wanted to go in a manual mode, all that's right here. That's not for me. The other thing is, automatically is, and look at this, for the remote compared to this remote. Incredible, right? I mean, this is just forward, reverse, stop, left, right, and then you put it on a timer. You want it to go 20 yards, 30 yards, or whatever. But when you look at this remote, first of all, this is a rechargeable. I mean, this is pretty nice. I mean, it's got a belt clip on the back if you want to put it on your belt, where, you know, maybe on the side of your pant. Here's the other thing I like about it right here. There's a little slot right here, and it's kind of magnetic. Like, you know, when you go to putt, or, you know, you get to the green, you got to do, or you're going to hit your next shot, what do you do with your remote? Boom, right there. I mean, it's in there. Now, do you want to travel like that? Probably not, but it fits right there, and it fits nicely. So, you know, that was that. And so those two features right there were fantastic. Again, this is rechargeable. No more, you know, putting batteries. Even though this thing was pretty easy on batteries, I think I went through 2 sets in 3 years. So, you know, good to go. This came with the cup holder, the umbrella holder. If you're an umbrella person, I have a back caddy. My garage is right there. I have a back caddy umbrella, but honestly, if it's raining, I'm not going. I don't do it for the sun. I kind of play in a shady thing. Real easy to put on and take off. Interesting over here, the handle was a little smaller on this side, so I couldn't quite figure that out. I'm like, well, that's kind of different. So you just kind of unscrew it, and both the handles have a nice rubber coating on. They really do. And this is, compared to my original one that I had with the X4R, this is much heavier duty. I mean, it's pretty solid here. So anyway, if you want that, and then this piece, you know, like a bushing, just goes on there, and then you just screw that in. And then if you don't want the umbrella, then you're good to go. And it's that easy to put the umbrella on. Card holder would go there. I do Arco, so I'm a digital guy, so I don't need the scorecard holder, but it is nice it goes right there. I will need a adult beverage at times, so that's right there. So that kind of, you know, that, and we'll talk about the rest of it here in a minute. Here's something else that comes with it. Look at this nice case. Like if you're traveling somewhere, it all breaks down, and I mean when it breaks down, look at that video, you get a chance on the Back Caddy website. It all goes in here. Like if you're going on a vacation and, you know, you're taking your clubs, they take up enough room as it is. You know, you have this, breaks down, these wheels come off like that. And then the front wheel, you kind of hit a button, and you can either A, take it out, or B, just flip it sideways, and then it'll pack right in here. And this thing does not weigh anything. You know, you remember if you had one of the other ones, you had like a knob up here to lock this piece in, and then you had a knob down the bottom to lock in, you know, behind the bag. None of that anymore. So this is much better. You know, if you want to do anything, you just do, again, it's just a bigger version, nice rubber coated, and it's solid, so this isn't going anywhere. They upgraded the bag holders, which is much nicer. If you remember the originals, you know, you had two bungees and they both had a ball on the end. Well, if you get them wrong, they're knuckle busters here. So this is much nicer. It goes in and out. If you want to take it out, you can do that. If you got a different style bag, you want to make some changes to how the bag rides, there's a button here, same down the bottom. You just hit that button and it's in and it stays. And this wraps around nicely. There's like a little hook over here. You just do, we'll show you that in a minute. But wheels are bigger, much bigger wheels. Supposedly they call these, I want to say Forever wheels. Maybe I get that right, maybe I get that wrong. But anyway, it's supposed to be a better tire on here. So we'll find out. You know, the answer is just stay out the cart path. But that's all part of it. If you want a seat, and I got a seat with this. This is really a nice seat. In a minute, I'll take the camera off of the tripod and I'll kind of show you the seat. But you know, not only is it padded, and then you know, you open it up and you got all kinds of storage. So I'll kind of show you that. You know, when you sit on it, it goes down, just presses on the side there. So again, many fantastic upgrades. I love what they did. In a second, I'm going to show you what's really nice. I'm going to load this thing up and we're going to take a little ride up there on the road, and I'll show you how quiet this thing is. Man, it turns on a dime. They did an incredible job with this. So just hang on. I'm going to put the bag on and then we're going to work. All right. Okay, I'll just show you how easy it is to put the bag on. I did upgrade my bag this year. This is a Tour Edge Luxe bag. It's a little smaller than what I had, the one I flipped over. Fairly lightweight, only 5.5 pounds, so it's kind of good for a trolley. It is a stand bag. There aren't any. Obviously, there's no. It's not a hybrid or or any of that. So it's a cart bag. It's made for this. So let's put it on. Pretty easy. Put the bottom on first. Goes right in there. Sits nicely, and then this just wraps. That hook over here on this side. Look at that. Nice job. If I can see it. Boom, done. Same thing for here, top. You got this piece. So with my bag, I do have a pass-through to keep the strap under the, so it's not above it. Just bring it through. Getting that hook back there, it's on there, and that's cool. Could probably tighten that up a little bit, because it's not a huge bag. So I thought about maybe at some point, maybe I put a knot in here just to get that a little tighter. But you can do that. If you flip the top one around, it takes it, not real upright, but takes it more upright. But that's on there. That's not going anywhere. That's a pretty solid deal right there. And but we take it before we take it for a ride, and you can see where the little pedestal is. It's not very big. It's nice, it's coated and everything else. You can tell the front wheel is a single wheel. You remember the old ones that had the frame kind of wrapped around the wheel, but this sits out by itself. I wanted to show you the seat itself. Sorry, self-filming here, no help. Lift it up, and you can see there's some storage in there. So you put some golf balls. Does have holes, so if it does get wet, if you guys keep scorecards or whatever, gloves would be a great place for gloves. You can do that. Some places up here, tees. So well thought out, not too heavy. It's got, it's solid but not heavy. But that's the seat. I kind of like it. Not every course has benches everywhere. The course that I'm playing tomorrow does not, so the seat could come in handy, especially if you get backed up. Let's get this thing turned around. Let's take it for a little spin. Okay, here we go. We're going to go up the driveway. My driveway is sloped. Wonderful, isn't it? So I have it on the first one. I'm bouncing on the acorns and everything else, but here we go up the driveway. You can see, no problem. Quiet. You remember the other ones, at least with my X4R, whenever you turn, it made quite the sound. Look at this thing. Just quiet. Quiet. Look how wide it is for stability. And you can see going down the road, just, it picks up speed. I mean, it's going away from me. You want to turn it? Look at that. Stop. Back it up. Stop it. Spin it. And it turns nicely. And look how good that thing turns with that bag on there. It's pretty impressive. Now some people, and I'm one of those that kind of wishes that front wheel would swivel. You know, maybe one of these days they'll fix that. But man, hear how quiet that is. You don't even hear the leaves. It's doing great. I'm pretty happy with it so far. Okay, we're going to go down the driveway. Remember, we're sloped. And look how easy that thing turns. So we're going down. I mean, it's down like you would see this on a golf course. It kind of slows itself up to a nice pace. You get down there, stop. Now, interesting on this, there's 2 stop buttons. The yellow, and see where it'll drift. You hit the red, it's electronic stop. So this thing's great. So far, happy. Back right up to me up the hill. Look at that, electronic stop. I hit the electronic stop. Here's the other thing on the thing. You can see you have lights down here, so it tells you how well it's charged. Once you get it set and there's directions, you have cruise control 4 different speeds. So if you have your normal walking speed, or you got, you know, maybe closer to the green or whatever, a little faster going down the fairway or something, you could set these 4 speeds any way you like them. That's what these are here: forward, back, left, right, stop. And then, you know, it's pretty comfortable. There it goes. Again, hear how quiet that is? Turns nicely, especially compared to the other one. Stop. So this is the Caddy EVO 2. Comes in 2 colors. I think it's got 3 on the website, but I don't think they have the white. It shows white, silver, black. My X4R was silver, so I wanted to go with something a little different, and I'm pretty happy with it so far. I'm looking forward to playing tomorrow to see how it does, see how the battery holds up. I have a full bag. I'm a 14 club guy with 10,000 golf balls, and you know, obviously in that little front pouch may or may not be some adult cocktails, but this is it. I mean, oh, the other thing I wanted to point out was that so you don't dump it in the back when you're going up a hill or something. Look how nice and big that is. It just goes in. You see right there on the other side. To take it out, you're just going to pull this button, it'll come out. Here's where you hook in the battery. So just to take it out, you just boom, out. And then, so it's off, push it in, cart's live. And then here's the new wheels and with the tire. They definitely have a little harder feeling than say the others. Real simple to put on and off. I'll show you. There's the button that you push. If you wanted to take it off, that's it. You just push that button, it pops right out, you're good to go. All this was simple. Same thing over here on the chair. If you decide you don't want to have the chair that day, you just pull that silver knob out, chair slides out, that whole frame slides out, and you're good to go. You don't have to do anything with it at that point. So well thought out, much lighter than the ones of the past, much lighter. Here's that, I wanted to show you this, where that, you can see that slot, and you can see that piece right there, hooks to you, just goes right here. If you want it to go manual, there you go. I haven't fully charged the battery yet. It's almost there, but you can see your LED, so it's pretty easy to tell. You know, if you're turning it on, you can do here. And again, here's that part. If you were putting the umbrella on or off, real simple. To break this thing down, it's just right there. And then it's on there. It's nice rubberized, and this thing just breaks down to nothing. So well thought out, much lighter, much more stable, a little wider footprint. I am so looking forward to this. Again, my name is Mike. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry I got a little long-winded, but I wanted to do a nice review because honestly, I couldn't find one for me. So if you are looking, this is one to think about. Caddy EVO 2. Mine is the remote. I didn't do the follow. If you want to follow, it's kind of the same thing, but it's a few $100 more. If you're asking what I did with my other one, I kept it till the end, but I traded my 4 in on this. So Caddy does have that trade-in program. Was going to sell it, but man, I looked on Marketplace. There were not just Caddy, but other ones, so I decided not to do that. Thanks for tuning in. Again, my name's Mike. Good luck if this is what you want to do, and I hope this video helps.